Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Phil and Ryan, listen up. All right, Ryan, this is a very different episode. One so different that we have never had one like this in the previous 300 some videos that we've had so far, right? And I know you're not that happy that it's 1:17 in the morning, but hey, I appreciate you joining me for this. Kind of some entertainment news, if you will. I love Dan Orlovsky. I watch him all the time, Ryan, with Stephen A. I know you do too. UConn alum Dan Orlovsky, he was noted for just discovering UConn women's basketball. So, Ryan, before I get into details with you to see what you and everyone else thinks about this, let me play this video for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready to see it.
All right, a lot different from what we've ever had before. Let me play this for you. Here we go.
Real quick about don't get this the wrong way, America. That's the first women's basketball game I've ever been to. They can flat out play. I was shocked how physical they were.
Oh, you just realized that
But the-
UConn women's basketball we could
But
play?
the physicalness, like the physicality, they were beating.
I
each
love
other
me
up.
some.
You're having a
I
tough
love me some
segment right
Caitlin
now.
Clark.
You got
She's
a
my
couple
favorite.
sound bites. And
I love me
you
some
got a
Caitlin
couple
Clark. She's my
sound
favorite.
bites.
But I gotta go see Choo at USC.
You got to
see
yeah.
that.
Paige Beckers
gotta
had
see.
30 last night.
Well, she's special too. They had the knee injury. That's what happened. Huh?
30.
She's special. She's
You want to drop any other gems, or you want to just get out of here safely?
All right. Back to Ryan on this. So let me break it down for Ryan a little bit more in case he wasn't familiar with what happened. So, according to Awful Announcing, I want to make sure I get my sources right. Dan Orlovsky had some peculiar things on ESPN from time to time. And they go on to say, Ryan, that he had joined, or rather attended, the basketball game the other night that we had the game recap on. I'm sure you can remind me who they played. I can't even think off the top of my head right now. But he goes to quote, obviously you saw in the video, it says Wednesday was seemingly his first time at a women's basketball game. Now, mind you, he played quarterback for UConn, right? And he goes, quote, as the first women's basketball game I've ever been to, they can flat out play. I was shocked how physical they were. And I'm starting to think to myself, I'm like, I look at this and I'm like, what? I said, as much as I love Dan Orlovsky, I said, I have to have a talk about this to Ryan because I don't know. You ever heard of the saying living, where you been? Living under a rock? People told you that before. It's not even like living on a rock. Like, have you ever even been born, Dan Orlovsky? Like, where have you been?
Yeah, apparently it's breaking news that the UConn women's basketball team are good at basketball. I just me personally, I really just don't understand what Dan Orlovsky was trying to say, but I think it's even more surprising that, like you said, I mean, Orlovsky's actually from Connecticut. He went to school
Yes.
there from 2001 to 2005
Yeah.
during Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi's time there, which UConn won 3 consecutive national championships in a row. And he's saying the first time he's seen the UConn women's basketball team in person was Wednesday night against Villanova. So it just really doesn't make any sense to me. And a couple of the comments he made, such as, quote, I was shocked, like you just said, I was shocked how physical they were, and Paige Beckers had 30. This isn't breaking news to anyone. UConn plays physical every single night. Beckers has been dropping 30 her whole career, basically, 20 to 25 automatically every single night, right? So again, I don't know why he made these comments to me. You could also go even deeper to saying it's kind of disrespectful to to the women's basketball team as a whole, and in general it just shows
Ooh.
the lack of knowledge people have about women's basketball. We still definitely have a long way to go to, for
Mhm.
that subject. Just getting women's basketball out there, expanding the women's game to show the world all the talent that these women have. But people continue to show disregard for the women's sport. But yeah, this for sure wasn't one of Orlovsky's best moments on ESPN. That's for sure.
Well, we all know, Ryan, by now that you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. So, I mean, seeing Stephen A sit at that table, I know that you're thinking, like, Phil, why don't you just go ahead and turn that video off while you're ahead? But no, really, I mean, yeah, I didn't really think of it like that. I mean, Dan Orlovsky, again, I will admit, I love the guy. I watch him all the time. I like his commentary, his opinions. I wake up to watching the show. But yeah, I mean, Dan the man. But I wouldn't go any distance saying that you went too far. I totally agree that as far as not only him, but a lot of people, I just say a lot of people out there, the lack of knowledge, for women's basketball, and that's okay, because we're not sitting here saying, I mean, Ryan probably knows it all. I'll admit that to you now as far as sports, right? And I'm okay with that. But you sit here and say, okay, Phil, what do you know about my Florida Panthers, National Hockey League? I don't know that much about National Hockey League, but let me tell you, I mean, in a way, it's okay. I feel what you're saying. There has to be more support. There has to be more achievement, more movement, to support these ladies, and not only in college, but the WNBA as well. Like we always talk about. So yeah, I do appreciate you getting on with me tonight, and yeah, that it blew my mind to see that, but a very very comical take, on a joking side rather. Um, Hey, I wanted to point out to you very quickly, Ryan. Fairfield women make case again for being ranked in AP Top 25. That was from CT Insider. All right, Ryan. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a Connecticut team, right? I think so. This is the former head coach of the Washington Mystics. I believe it's his daughter now coaches, I think, second year with this team. Didn't the Fairfield Stags at one time play the UConn Huskies in an exhibition game? Correct me if I'm wrong. And now, Ryan, I saw this just earlier today, and I'm like, man, I got to tell Ryan, they're making a case to be in the top 25. There's a player, I think, on the roster that always paid attention to, I think I saw the top 10 teams, but now every morning I saw she's checking all 25 top teams now. Every morning she wakes up. Or every Monday, rather.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty impressive, and also I believe it's the team from where Lou Lopez Seneschal came from, to where UConn picked her up as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's definitely. I'm sure Lou's pretty happy to see that. But yeah, it's definitely really exciting to see another Connecticut team possibly get into the top 25, and maybe they'll be in March Madness as well. So that's pretty exciting.
That head coach for Fairfield, who I was thinking about, was Carly Dudonis, I believe. Hopefully I'm saying that last name right. But Miss Carly, yeah, what a great turn of events there. I mean, wow. And yeah, I'm glad you bring that up, because you know what I'm thinking about, Ryan? And this is going to make you smile. The thumbnail picture of our video popping up in my head of Lou Lopez Seneschal laying the ball up in the basket. How about that, huh? Yeah, still remember that. That was like yesterday. And we hope that you all remember that video from when the big news broke that Lou Lopez was transferring to UConn. All right, Ryan, let's get down into some comments. And, this is actually officially March the 2nd. I have to sit back, take the time to ask you. I should get into comments right away, but should save this for last, but I won't. Man, an emotional ride. And boy, do I appreciate you a lot, and everybody else, our subscribers. This is officially it. I mean, tonight we'll be coming back on later tonight. And man, I mean, just the emotions. Tell me how you're feeling right now, knowing that this is it. I mean, this is, even though they're on the road, not in front of the home crowd. I mean, this is the regular season finale right here. Possibly, last time in the regular season for Nika Mule, Leah Edwards. I mean, You can feel the excitement, but at the same time, it's a roller coaster of emotions, good and kind of bad.
Yeah, I don't think I've really thought about it too much, but yeah, it's we always say about how quickly time flies, but it's really hard to believe we're at the regular season finale already. But obviously, hopefully, still a lot of basketball to play in terms of UConn. But yeah, it's kind of emotional in a way when you think about how it could be the last regular season game for Nika Mule and Aaliyah Edwards. So yeah, a lot of emotions for sure. We had a lot of those on senior night, and then of course UConn turning around and officially becoming the Big East regular season champs. So, but yeah, like I said, still hopefully a lot of women's UConn women's basketball to play for the 2024 season.
All right, one light went out, so I think that means it's almost time for a bid. All right, Ryan, let's get the comments very quickly, and I will get you on out of here. Jason D'Amico, gentlemen, it is an absolute privilege to be allowed to take part in your podcast. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Peace.
Yeah, definitely appreciate Jason coming on, and hopefully we can get a couple more subscribers on in the future as well. But as
Sure.
always, Jason, we love you. We appreciate you supporting, coming on, and we appreciate everybody else that shows support on every single video as well.
Lindsay Matthews, nice to add Jason, but come on, how about a guest who is a woman? After all, we're talking about a women's basketball team. Great game last night. They found a way to win. That's the UConn way. Well, looks like Lindsay Matthews, Ryan, wants to join next. And if she missed it, we did have Marcia Clark on before.
Yeah, we did. We also had Maria Marino on too, so that
That's
that
right.
that
Yeah.
was really fun as well. Yeah, definitely a good win for UConn. Glad to see them continue to win, and like we always say, hopefully they can continue this momentum at the end of the regular season. It just always helps a lot going into March.
U.S. veteran says if Jason feels that Amari DeBerry is important, the ship just sank. I have no idea how he can praise her and say she is a good player. She looks lost out on the court and at times doesn't even look like she's making an effort. Oh, Ryan, I mean, that good. I think she's amazing myself if she would have developed the correct way. And I'm to be honest with you, I'm sorry. I mean, sorry if I look like a total I don't know what the word is, what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm not putting a lot of blame on her for her development. I'm sorry.
Well, it's definitely, everybody has their opinion, I'm sure, on Amari DeBerry and the whole situation. We've had a couple videos, just on her and talking about her situation in the past, for the years we've been covering this team. I just think it's kind of an unfortunate situation for her, for just the team in general, because I kind of feel like she really hasn't been given the full opportunity that she deserves. I feel like she could have definitely had more playing time the last couple years, and especially this season as well. And I think when she has played this season, she's looked the best that she has the previous years. So I don't know. It's definitely a really interesting situation. Next year she'll return, hopefully, maybe receive some playing time. But I think it might just be one of those things where it was just never meant to be with her and UConn and Gino. So, it's unfortunate that it hasn't really worked out in the team's favor and her favor, but hopefully, maybe next year she'll get more playing time.
This was interesting. Last one, Ryan. Rick Massey. I'm sorry, is it just me? I would love to see how Q, I guess he's referring to Caden Samuels, would do if she had more meaningful minutes. She is a streaky scorer and a scrappy rebounder. She never has enough time to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, I can't say I disagree. It's yeah, hopefully in the future as well for Kate and Samuel, she does get more playing time, and I think she will. I think Gino is starting to trust her a little bit more, and as she grows and develops, she can definitely has a lot of room to grow and improve. Hopefully over the next 3 years as she continues to play for UConn. But yeah, I definitely think she has a lot of potential to grow with this team, and she definitely has shown a lot of flashes just this season, like they just said, with the limited time that she has. So I definitely think she has a lot of room to improve, and hopefully we can watch her grow here at UConn.
All right, Ryan, I'm going to say it. Unfortunately, the regular season finale today, later on today, 7 o'clock tonight. We all hope that you join us right back here later on, late tonight, Saturday night, for the last game recap of the regular season. And Ryan, this kind of felt like a last check-in, huh? Do you want to give me a prediction very quickly? I'm going UConn scoring over 100 points. How's that?
Yeah, I'll go UConn. UConn. I think they'll score 95. I'll go 95, 65.
All right, the site Alumni Hall, Ryan, and for the final time in the regular season, the location Providence, Rhode Island. And I will see you. I appreciate you so much, Ryan, for everything. See you right back here in roughly, we'll give it what, about a little less than 24 hours, huh? Phil and Ryan, listen up.